Good evening, children of the night, and welcome to the televised broadcast of All Hallows. Tonight we will be featuring broadcasts of beasts, telecasts of terrors, live presentations of lurid, panic-inducing, fight-distributing, I
can already hear the accent fading.
Oh, come on, you know it's a regional thing. My family's from Transylvania, but I was raised in LA.
Raised a wuss.
What?
What?
No, you said something. There was a thunder crash, and whenever that happens, that means someone said something dramatic. That's how it works around here.
No, that was perfectly normal, naturally occurring thunder.
Griffin, you realize I'm on air, right?
Dude, don't use the fucking Christian name, dude. It's the Invisible Man.
Whatever. Whenever you show up, it's to complain about something, so what is it?
First of all, I don't show up. I'm invisible. That's kind of the point. Second off, that music video got even less viewers than last year, and you wasted all that money with the dramatic lighting and the title card.
I thought audiences love that stuff. It's vintage, you know?
It's not vintage, it's outdated. People want gore and trauma and blood and Florence Pugh. Where's the Pugh?
I mean, that's not really my style.
Yeah, and that stupid remake of me wasn't either. I mean, a suit made of cameras, that's absurd. But the point is, I don't need your show. With that A24 and that Blumhouse money, I'm set for afterlife. So you gotta get your act together or it's off the air forever. Capiche?
Well, you're talking a lot about horror, but not a lot about Halloween. I think you need to be reminded of the spirit of the holiday.
Oh no, he's getting sentimental again.
This is a great segue into our first segment, the history of Halloween.
Ask a psychologist, and they'll tell you that the more familiar you are with an experience, the less it will have an impact on you each time. Ask me, and I'll tell you that every time I've been burned at the stake has felt better than the last. But, as sad as it is to say, not everything is about me. There is a truth to that statement. In the historical context, there are many traditions that have grown less impactful over the centuries. That's not to say these traditions no longer hold meaning. They do for many. But their original intent has been forgotten. Their connection to the spiritual and cultural have been weakened. Good evening, everyone. I am Selma, the 300-year-old witch, and tonight I will be talking about the history of Halloween, how it began with one culture, how it was influenced by another culture, and how it became without culture. Our story begins in Europe. In modern times, there are 6 official Celtic nations: Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, Cornwall, Isle of Man, and Wales. But before the expansion of the Roman Empire reached that part of the world, Celtic cultures were spread far throughout Europe, and every culture comes with its traditions. The Celts have many festivals of importance, but for our purposes, we need to focus on... You're wrong. It's Samhain, not Samhain. Samhain is celebrated on November 1st, which signifies the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, which, like all things near and dear to my heart, is associated with death and decay. But Samhain isn't all gloom and despair. Disappointing, I know. It's also the Celtic New Year. It's a time for new beginnings where people gather to feast, drink, and participate in all kinds of shenanigans. It's also the time when the barrier between the worlds of the living and dead is thin, allowing the ancestors to visit their descendants and for more malevolent spirits to wreak havoc. My aunt is both. She's a nightmare around the holidays. The holiday is celebrated with bonfires, fueled with the bones of cattle. I'm slightly behind on the modern lingo, so I hope I'm using this phrase right. When I say that it's metal as hell, people also wear costumes made of animal skins to appease good spirits and to hide from evil ones, as well as go door to door reading songs and verses in exchange for food. In the olden times, it was common for young men to threaten mischief and pranks if not welcomed in. Yes, it pains me to say that in centuries since young men have barely changed. Now you'd be right in thinking that these traditions have a lot in common with modern Halloween, but we're not quite there yet. The evolution of Samhain to Halloween began as Christian colonialism reached the Celtic regions. During this time, Christians were adopting Celtic and pagan traditions and combining them with their own. Elements of Samhain, like the costumes and offering of food, were combined with these 3 consecutive holidays. You see, in 10,000 AD, November 2nd was named All Souls' Day, a celebration of the faithfully departed. November 1st was All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, a celebration of saints living and dead. Likewise, October 31st became All Hallows' Eve and shortened to Halloween in later years. I like the change. Have you ever considered how many days you take off your life with unnecessary syllables? The Christian Church had embraced pagan tradition, yet it was for the purpose of recontextualizing it to no longer represent its original meaning to the Celtic people. And the irony to all of that is by the 1700s, when the English colonists were living in New England region of the soon-to-be United States, they were largely Protestants who viewed anything pagan as blasphemous. Likewise, Halloween in America was celebrated, but rare. This would change in the 1840s, as the Irish potato famine drove Irish immigrants to America for better lives. They brought Halloween with them, and it was largely celebrated in rural villages in states like Maryland. This leads to the next evolution of the holiday, which would begin in the 1920s. Halloween has become much more celebrated at a larger scale, and such popularity led it to become more secular, removing from any spiritual context it originally had. Religious traditions are a lot like bands. They start out cool when they're niche, but when their fan base gets too big, the band sells out. As Halloween's become more family-oriented, with candy, music, and parties taking over. This was largely a result of media convincing parents to discourage delinquent behavior and disturbing imagery. In fact, candy originated as a bribe for kids to not cause trouble. And now, every company has costumes of their characters, haunted houses are million-dollar businesses, and candy corn suppliers brainwash people into thinking that they're edible. While the holiday's meaning may be gone, the festivities are far from slowing down. Kids go out trick-or-treating, while adults party in ways that would make the Celts proud. And if you end up as one of those poor lonely souls on All Hallows' Eve, you can always spend the night watching cheaply made TV specials that pander to people who think knowing about paganism is enough to make them cool.
Well, that ended a little less positively than I had hoped, but you get the idea. People loved Halloween then, and they love Halloween now. It's about the tradition, and no amount of capitalism can change that.
Well, capitalism is my favorite financial structure, but I can understand why it doesn't appeal to financially idiotic plebs.
Fine, enough about traditions and thousand-year-old cultures. I don't even need to see your head to know how much that segment went over it.
This stuff is boring. Give me something with action, with drama, with the pew!
Drama, huh? I think I have something for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I'll introduce you to the most endangered and misunderstood creatures of them all. This next one is a public service announcement concerning cryptid safety.
Hello?
This is an official nature public service announcement, produced in cooperation with the Hidden Animals Association.
Being a part of an almost extinct species comes with many charms. Every day is spent in the beautiful outdoors. Much of your life is lived in peaceful solitude. And all of nature respects you. Well, almost all of it. There is one animal. An animal which will strike fear into all others. An animal that has killed hundreds of other species and billions of its own kind. They are ugly, lack manners, and are downright sadistic. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about humans. Oh, that's right. I forgot to introduce myself, although you'll probably already know me by my many names. Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, Mark. And today, my fellow cryptids, I will be teaching you how to stay safe against humans. So listen up, for what I'm about to teach you may just mean the difference between life and death. So you may begin to ask yourself, what exactly is a human? Well, for that, let's refer to this diagram here to explain some of the key identifiers. The first identifier is their disgusting and hairless body. It's very fleshy and weak. Another great identifier is their use of 2 legs to walk around. Humans predominantly use 2 legs to walk around. Unlike me, however, they rarely use those 2 legs. This is because humans are incredibly lazy. Another great way to identify a human is the sounds they make. Their voices are very distinct, and much like their physical appearance, very gross. I shall now play a recording of human speech. Be warned, it is not for the faint of heart.
Hey, darling, you mind passing that potato salad?
Oh, sure, honey.
Thank you so much.
Disgusting. Now you may think, well, Mr. Bigfoot, yeah, the humans hurt to look at, but they don't seem harmful. This could not be further from the truth. Don't believe me? Go ahead. Take a look.
With their hairless skin and fleshy bodies, humans may seem harmless at first, but our research has shown it to be the exact opposite. They are violent, horrible, bloodthirsty creatures, and if you were to ever purposefully interact with one, it would be your worst and last mistake. First, they will take evidence of your existence, usually with a camera, and then show it to the authorities. In the second stage, the humans will be consumed by their pursuit of learning all knowledge, and they will start hunting down all cryptids. Once they capture you, they will begin the third stage, studies and experimentation. They'll try and learn about every nook and cranny of your body. But once they test and learn everything they can about the outside of your body, naturally, they will want to take a closer look. A much, much closer look. The fourth and final stage. Death.
Now that you have seen the dangers humans pose to cryptids, I shall explain to you what to do when you have your human encounter, and how to get out alive. To survive these violent, hairless creatures, one must follow the 3 steps. LAP, which stands for listen, avoid, and pose. Now the first step is listen. As I mentioned before, humans are incredibly loud creatures with horrible voices. When walking in nature, be on alert for these sounds, or any human activity. And if you ever see them, or hear them, then it's time for the next step. Avoid. If you ever see or hear any human-related activity, turn around and walk in the opposite direction. Humans are incredibly lazy creatures, and they spend most of their time in the forest vacationing, rather than hunting for food, like a true animal. Meaning that it's best not to let them know of your existence. Not all humans are lazy. Some are just really weird and go into the forest with the main goal of hunting you down. And when this happens, you must follow the final step. Pose. Now, most humans' first instinct when they see a cryptid is to take a picture. When this happens, you must pose. Now, when I say pose, I mean pose in the most awkward, human-looking way possible. When you pose behind trees or bushes or act all human-like, it completely ruins the authenticity of their picture. Now, no one will believe that they actually found a cryptid. Now, you may believe that it is better to just fight a human. This is wrong. Not because it's unsafe, but because it's that's not as funny. The pose method not only applies to us land-based cryptids, but water-based cryptids like Nessie here can ruin a photo's authenticity just as well. The pose method also applies to air-based cryptids. Take Mothman, for example. Without the pose method, that's a half-man, half-moth beast. But with the pose method, that's no beast. That's a Ken doll with wings. And that's it. Now you know the basics of surviving as a cryptid in a human-infested world. So get out there, enjoy nature, and remember, listen, avoid, and pose.
It's always such a pleasure to learn about the creatures of the earth. Wouldn't you agree?
Buddy, I thought this was an entertainment special. I feel like I had to take notes with that one.
Well, in that case, what would entertain you?
How about an actual short film, not one of these dumb TV broadcasts?
I would play one, but I ran out of money.
You mean you ran out of my money?
Let me explain, alright? I produced the music videos in-house because I wanted good production value. But because you keep reducing my budget every year, I had to source the other ones from third parties.
You are such a hack! I should have known.
Before you get mad, you said you wanted entertainment, right? Well, I think I have something that will suffice.
What might that be?
My cousins from the East Coast are film critics. They do movie reviews. Let's see what they have to say about the walking corpse that is the film industry.
Hello, foolish mortals. I am Lysander Bram Lugosi, Vas van Dassen, the second of Transylvania.
And I'm Craig.
We are two 1,500-year-old vampires from the depths of Eastern Europe.
I'm from Tampa.
And after 1,500 years on this earth, it tends to get a bit boring. And so, we've taken a liking to the cinema.
I concur.
And seeing as it is the season of the witch, we've decided to take some of your suggestions for some scary movies.
But as beings who have witnessed countless wars, rise and fall of civilizations, and every movie starring Nicolas Cage, we doubt these movies will be anything scary to us.
Take a dive with us. I'm Lysander.
I'm Craig.
This is Bloodsucking Critics.
What's this?
James the Dog Walker.
Oh. Ooh, B negative. Fancy.
The first movie we watched is 1957's Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Enough talking. Let's get on with it.
That was Craig?
Huh? Oh, I guess it was scary. Vampira's commitment to realism often goes underappreciated.
Yeah, I agree. The realism was a nice touch. Impressive overall.
This premiered after Bela Lugosi's death, correct?
Yeah, he decided to skip the red carpet because he wasn't very impressed with the final product.
Actors are always so hard on themselves. I thought it was a pretty good performance.
Yeah. Well, next up is 1989's Elves.
A Christmas movie in October? How could you?
Look, it was a request from Krampus. That was horrific.
I'm still confused as to why there was only one elf in a movie called Elves.
Yeah, false marketing is truly terrifying.
That was scary to you? Why, Xander? That was a poorly made puppet.
I remember the last time I assumed that. Never again. I gotta commend you, humans. You've put some fear in this old vampire's heart. Next up is an international film.
Ooh, let me guess. Hour of the Wolf? Where Evil Died? Suspiria?
Troll 2. It's Italian.
Oh, well, that one was pretty tame.
Shut the fuck, Craig! That was a deliberate attack! You fleshbags in the audience knew exactly what you were doing!
I'm just fixated on how there were goblins and not trolls.
The plants, Craig! The plants! They ate plants! Not meat! Plants! What kind of evil, malicious demons do that?
Oh?
That was disgusting! Monstrous, even for me! And I ate JFK! Alive!
I'm not supposed to tell them that.
You're nothing to me! You're the equivalent of Happy Meals to me! You know what? Meet me in Lot B of the Sawgrass Mills parking lot. You know what? We're gonna square up! We're gonna fight to the death!
It says the next one is Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. Are you sure you want to watch that?
A Christian film? It's been a while since we've seen one of those. Let's do it! I want my mom!
Look at what you guys did. You made Lysander cry. He was laughing during Cannibal Holocaust, and you made him cry. Shame on all of you.
I want my mom!
She's dead, remember?
You can't judge someone for that!
Hey, buddy, why don't we take a break?
We can't. We sold our souls to the network.
Why did we do that in the first place?
Money.
Oh, we like money.
I know money.
You monsters. That was an affront. A discriminating, violent film made to harm. Hotel Transylvania? My bad for thinking racism was above you. I need something to eat. Do we have any leftover Renfield in the fridge?
I ate that for breakfast.
Maybe I just need some fresh air.
I'll come with you, buddy.
All right, we're vampires. Ah!
Max, I don't think your cousins are the most unbiased critics in the world.
I should probably check on them, shouldn't I?
I don't think there's much to check in on at this point.
Griffin, you know what you do that really bothers me?
Crash trains!
No, that's a discussion for a different place. What bothers me in this specific moment is how you've been wasting my time.
Touche.
I had all this other stuff planned that I was gonna do, but talking to you means there's no time to do it. I had all these monologues, I was gonna do magic tricks, I had a thing with thousands of spiders.
Wait, I'm sorry, thousands of spiders?
Yeah, it was all ready to go and everything. I had a guy who trained spiders to crawl around and lift things. Look, I even got one right here.
My god, you have thousands of these?
Well, not me personally, but I've wasted so much time with you that I don't have time to play it.
Thank Hades.
I could fit it in if you really wanted me to.
Please don't!
Fine. Well, in that case, our next segment is still about someone with immense talent. Maybe a little too much talent. Let me hand it over to, what was it called? Special Effects Makeup Demo of Doom.
We're rolling. Is my hair all right? Perfect. All right. Good evening, loyal viewers, and welcome to tonight's edition of Special Effects Makeup Demo of Doom. It's been a long while since the last episode, I know, and I will admit I have not been at the top of my game like I used to be. Being institutionalized does that to you. But now I'm back and I'm ready to get to work. For tonight's presentation, as a tribute to my therapy partner being a serial arsonist, I will be demonstrating a simple burn look. Without further ado, what is it? Oh, I should probably introduce him, shouldn't I?
What did I get here? Who are you? Where the hell am I?
Now, everyone freaks out when it's their first time on camera. That's why I gave you nerve sedatives.
Nerve sedatives?
Yep, makes my work easier when you can't flinch. How about you introduce yourself?
My name is Todd Weathers. I don't know where I am, and if you see this contact...
Okay, that's enough introductions. Time to get started!
To create burn mark makeup, you will need liquid latex, Vaseline, a popsicle stick, blood, whether it's fake or not, you decide, tissue paper or toilet paper, red, brown, yellow, and optionally, yellow/orange eyeshadow or face paint.
For preparation, make sure the face is washed and moisturized beforehand. You have a pretty good skincare routine, right?
I think I have bigger concerns right now than my skincare routine.
That's your first mistake, my friend.
First, we shall spread Vaseline around the area that will become the burn, protecting the skin and hair from being pulled out.
I typically don't view safety and comfort as requirements for the process, more as formalities.
How did you become a makeup designer?
Artist. I'm a makeup artist. This is very serious work, you know.
Use the popsicle stick to spread around a thin layer of liquid latex on the burn area. After that, wait a minute or two until it is dry and then add another layer.
It's probably been about 2 minutes, right?
Before the second layer dries, add small amounts of tissue paper to the burn. This creates a decayed skin effect. You can add more liquid latex to drier areas if desired. Once everything has dried, peel away the excess paper.
And now we can finally start to add the details.
It's really starting to sting.
Correct, and it'll only get worse from here.
Add red eyeshadow to the burn. This creates a beautiful bloody base. Add brown to the areas closest to the real skin and to the burn skin. This creates depth and dimension.
What did you put in this stuff?
Some old family recipes, plus a few compounds I designed myself.
It actually burned.
Within the burn, if you want the skin to be very exposed, add small parts of yellow eyeshadow in the center. This also helps create depth and realism.
I have always had an obsession with realism and the beauty that exists in front of our eyes.
Why choose things like blood and burn marks? Why not sunflowers?
Such a naive statement. You have to find a niche to become a successful artist, and I have found mine.
In torturing people?
Think of it as participatory performance art.
Do not be afraid to experiment and add details. This part of the process is very much trial and error. See what works and see what doesn't. Now to add some blood, which can be accomplished by pouring a small amount or by using a paintbrush.
This blood was graciously donated by my cameraman. My career would not be what it is without your sacrifices.
Be sure to pat away the excess. As much as I love blood, going overboard can make the effect look fake.
Now that is a good burn. One of my best if I do say so myself.
I've served my purpose, right? You can let me go now.
Technically speaking, there's one more part of the process. Removal. Gently peel off the liquid latex. If needed, use some makeup remover to remove excess eyeshadow and fake blood. Rinse and wash thoroughly.
We're not doing that, are we?
Well, I like to think that art is more powerful when it isn't permanent.
Thank you.
Take your final looks. As this piece is about to disappear,
Well, that was certainly a bit extreme. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Roger. What's that, Roger? You're sad that the show's about to end? Well, this next one's gonna be a really good one.
Hey, Max, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but I don't think there's anything you could do to break this train wreck, and I love trains.
Are you sure? Because it has a very special starring appearance.
You got the pew?!
No, I meant me.
As if this night of disappointments couldn't get worse.
Roger's excited.
I could pull the plug on this broadcast right now, but I'm curious as to what Borefest you have in store now.
Well, I'm going very old school for this one. I will be presenting a reading of the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, 'Lenore?' This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, 'Lenore.' Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. 'Surely,' said I, 'surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore.' Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least absence made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, with mien of lord or lady, perched upon my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shorn and shaven thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour, nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned sheet in front of bird and bust and door, then upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. Then I sat engraved and guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamp gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tuft floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind of nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden who the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest in the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy break from out my heart and take thy form off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never fitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming through his shadows on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.
I gotta say, I'm impressed. You saved the most okay for last.
Gee, I'm flattered.
Well, I've taken a look at the analytics and you're still below average. I think next year I'm just gonna have to hire the Peel and the Pew.
Yes, how tragic. I expected that one day I would fade out into the darkness as the world moves on behind me. I even sent you a goodbye package before I went on air. Did you receive it?
Oh, the one with the red wine and the Hot Topic gift card? Yeah, I got it.
You drank the wine, right?
Oh, you little piece of brimstone. I'm gonna have...
Great work, Roger. For successfully carrying out the murder by poisoning of the Invisible Man, I'm naming you associate producer. Associate. Don't get ahead of yourself. It seems that we've reached the end of our broadcast. I have one more music video to show you, but before that, I must say goodbye. It's been a pleasure being your host this evening, and I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. Tonight, you've seen a myriad of strange and terrifying things you wouldn't expect to see any other time of year. But remember, no matter what day, month, or year it is, there will always be something to be afraid of. I've been Maxwell Orlok, signing off for the night.